All right, let's get this party started. This video was recently sent to my Discord. Or was it? I don't know. Maybe I saw it on my For You page. Whatever. I don't know. Anyway, it's called Jalen, the worst commentary channel on YouTube. It's kind of funny. I mean, it's listen, man. I know. Let me see. I haven't looked at Jalen in a while, actually. They have kind of officially hit the whole lol cow area. How do I find their channel? Wow, I can't even find their channel. Oh,
Sky Does Minecraft was once one of the.
Let's see. You know, they're a little dead. That's par for the course. I feel like I mean, I don't know what kind of content they were making before they got nay-nayed. It seems like they're already on a little bit of a decline, not really knowing what they wanted to talk about or something. But, you know, I would just say get back to what you were doing. Or just make a shift or something, and I don't know. I feel like half of a cancellation is just how you feel about it. More than anything else. I think that's really what it was. To me, at least in my opinion, I think like half a cancellation is just how you feel about it. And kind of getting off of like the path that you were on that was making you successful. Like that mental aspect of it is the bigger issue. You know, so it's like one of those things where you try to overcome that. But either way, I'm curious about this. Or you could do what I did and try to like do a slight rebrand and make a new channel, really commit to it, and figure out a way to like really keep it going. But, you know, let's see what we got here.
Think about the most unhinged YouTubers on the platform. We could probably point out one or two creators who have huge followings.
It's funny, like how the Fousey guy is the first person I thought of. That's funny.
Things like FouseyTube or Onision, who are completely out of it. We spoke about FouseyTube in the previous video and all the controversies he's been in the past couple of months. But we haven't covered the insanity, which is Onision. Sadly, we aren't covering him in this video either. Today we look at a smaller creator. One that has been talked about a bunch within the past 2 years. This creator has been called out non-stop for what we have come to know it as today as the Jalen cycle. To describe the
you know what I think Jalen should do? React to this video. React to the video. React to videos that were made about you. And just like laugh it off. Like, yeah, I did that. You know, I did that. I did it. I did do that thing. I'm not proud of it, but that's life, brother. You know what I mean? That's what I would say. It is what it, I mean, because at that point, it's like free content. You got everybody lol-cowing you anyway. You might as well capitalize on it. Just make a bunch of content about make a bunch of content about people talking about you. You know, get some people, you know, buzzing in a positive direction. Because here's the thing. You know, I feel like part of it, this is what happens when people are a little bored. They start talking about shit that like is irrelevant, and that's no offense to Jalen or anything, but and they feel are a little vulnerable. So you know, you make yourself a little less vulnerable when you're like part of the joke. You know, like back in the day, people used to you know, make fun of me for being fat, and I'd be like, I know, and I'd laugh it off, but secretly inside I was dying. Because I was eating horribly. Because I was eating so many cheeseburgers. No, but I think that if you kind of make yourself part of the joke a little bit, you have a little fun with it. You know, you show that you're not bothered. I feel like people will be like, oh, look, this person's taking it on the chin. You know, everybody goes through ups and downs.
Jalen cycle. I have a fellow YouTuber friend by the name of Lanza who will cover it right now.
That's a PNG cat. I don't like people that use PNGs or whatever they're called. Or whatever, VTubers. What do we call these people? Little silly gooses. Not a big fan of the goose.
Cycle, also known as the Jalen cycle, is a 6-step process that would go down whenever it came about on people's radars. She would first have an awful take that would for sure get people's attention. Second would be those people
like what? I mean, I'm not like on the know. What's the awful take? Because like what's an example of like an awful Jalen take that she had? That made people like, I gotta get this on the. I thought it was Jalen would go and say inappropriate things in someone's Discord over and over again.
Criticizing her for being so dumb or for being so harsh with it. Third would be her doubling down instead of taking some of the advice people would give her.
I mean, listen, I don't know if we're talking. I don't know what specific bad take we're referring to. You know, I don't remember that part. But if you have a take that people disagree with and they disagree, they just move on. Like, don't even worry about it. People are gonna cry about everything. And it doesn't matter, especially in some different communities. It's not just like this branch of the commentary community. There's plenty of toxic communities on the internet. There are some that, in my opinion, are far worse. So, you know, just have your take and move on. It's probably not even a big deal. It's probably a pretty benign take anyway. You know, the most criticism I've ever gotten is on dumb drama that doesn't matter. Like, rather than like actual, like, real things that matter. So...
Fourth would be her going skits on Twitter or Discord and start to say some of the most heinous stuff imaginable. Fifth would be her calming down after realizing just how badly she was acting and how it made her look. And sixth would be the cycle continuing once more within the next couple weeks or months because she always seems to get herself in trouble. Now, Jalen has gone through countless cycles by this point in time, but perhaps her most infamous moment was when she joined a troll Discord server and people started to make fun of her, in which she would go completely schizo on the listeners in the call, and then later on that day would proceed to try to dox herself live in a state of mania. Recently, the Jaden cycle is mainly dumped down to just the last 3 categories, because she seems to have this habit of joining Discord servers where people already dislike her and they start to troll her to bait a negative reaction out of her for Twitter likes.
True.
One can call this a spin-off of the typical cycle we've grown accustomed to, but it's still attached to the same individual, so it's not that deep at the end of the day. It's a very interesting cycle to keep up with, because throughout the past few years, just when you think it can't get any worse, it does. And if I'm being honest, it makes for very entertaining content.
Leafy is here found in Utah after being... What is this? Okay, I don't know.
Now, this is a constant cycle that we have seen from Jalen almost every single month throughout...
We call this one the Jalen Joker cycle. Yeah, I mean, some of it is people just being dumb as shit, too. Like, everybody keeps bringing up Natty Forsyth or whatever. But then also, you know, I feel like we watched the Natty Forsyth thing where it was recently of a new controversy where apparently, like, 5 years ago when Natty was, like, 17, was on a sleeping live stream and was just wearing their underwear under their covers, and then during the night they got hot and took it off, and everybody started having a meltdown. And it's like... I think that, from what I remember, I think Jalen, like, disavowed them. That was, like, the final straw. I could be wrong, but if I'm not, I think I'm right. It's like, why are you feeding into that energy? Because you know that the only reason that you're speaking negatively about Natty at that point, or your friend, is because you're trying to distance yourself from somebody that's perceived as bad in the community. It's like, do you think that, like, you know, pandering to people who, like, constantly try to dumpster on you, do you think that's really the best way to go? It just seems stupid. A lot of the criticisms are like dumb. You know, if anything, maybe try to appeal to a new audience. This is incredible. There we go.
About these past couple of years. So today, I wanted to talk about the cycle and Jalen as a content creator. To be completely transparent, before we start this deep...
That's a little transphobic.
Dive into Jalen, I did have a conversation with her maybe once or twice. I covered the second arrest of popular MMOs, and she reached out to me for the source of
Who's this buff guy? Is this popular MMOs?
Yes,
what do you get arrested
that was
for?
the last time we ever interacted with each other. This was about a year ago, and by that time, I had no idea that Jalen was a horrible creator who said racial slurs and had mental breakdowns every other week.
This like every creator in the commentary community. Based alert? Is this a based alert?
Is a video
hey,
I kept putting off due to me giving Jalen chance
it's bad.
after chance to change her ways. But sadly, that never happened, and in fact, it's just gotten worse. Now, with that all out of the way, let's take a look at this somewhat humble start to Jalen's career and what happened along the path to over 300,000 subscribers.
I mean, it's probably got really big in like during COVID, like 2020, 2021, and then slowly started the slow view decline. Like everybody did, because there were less people watching, and then, you know, kind of led to a little bit of a sussy goose.
At the end of the video, if you find yourself enjoying any of my content or my content, please consider leaving a like and subscribing to the channel.
Yes,
now,
sir, Bills.
Let's get into the video.
I already like. I was like,
I have a problem. Also, Ringo's also literally making the same jokes. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like,
whoa! Oh my god! It's like I'm at a family football game right now, which is kind of true. That's part of not my family. My family's not. They don't go crazy like that, you know. But
you saying the N-word to that dude? Like, is that legit?
No, I've never said in my life.
whoa!
Oh, there's like this audio clip. Have you seen it?
No, I've never seen it before. I don't know what you're talking about.
All right, I can show you one. I'm just gonna send you.
Who sees an audio?
I would never say the N-word.
Jalen created her channel back in 2017, but in her oldest video,
Listen, man, I would never say that word either. You know, I absolutely did not quit playing League of Legends for that specific reason. You know, I'm a humble man. I don't do anything wrong. Yo, you fucking punk ass bitch, help me.
Celebrating her subscriber milestones, she'd state that she had been creating content since 2014. So she's been on the platform for quite some time before finding a niche that resonated with their audience. Now, before anyone in the comments goes, wait, why are you calling her a her when she's clearly a guy? Well, to keep
she's a trans woman, so that's not... Why even say that? That's like a weird thing. Why even bring attention to that? Like, Jalen is clearly a trans woman. You know, a woman. Doesn't really matter. I feel like just bringing attention to that is like a little bit afraid of like the people in the community that don't like trans people, which I don't even think most of them don't. I feel like most of them, at least the larger creators, will be affirming. But yeah. But whatever.
Short and simple, Jalen changed her name from Jaden probably a year ago, and also changed her pronouns and told her fan base that she was transgender. Well, in the transitioning phase. But we'll speak about that.
I mean, you're kind of always in the transitioning phase, but sure.
More later on in the video. But yeah, that's why I'm calling Jalen Jalen and not Jaden. Anyways, Jalen started her YouTube career creating Minecraft Pocket Edition videos. Now, even in Jalen's own words, these videos weren't that great, but it was something she was able to build on, and she eventually would. She'd start to upload celebratory videos for each milestone she reached. And at first glance, you'd be surprised with how humble she was at the very beginning.
Here, or Lex J, and I guess this is my first episode of Minecraft Pocket Edition Realms. Yeah, I'm just gonna...
I mean, if you really think about it, there's only one of two ways that it goes when you play Minecraft. It's either you're a racist or you're a pedophile. So, you know, if you think of it like that, Jalen's doing real well. I mean, it's just something to think about.
Grow up, and, yeah. My original recording was 10 minutes long.
Now, along with the Minecraft PE videos, she'd eventually start to insert other forms of content, like commentary videos. At first, this mix in content would hurt her channel, and her Minecraft PE videos started to take a hit because of the change in genre. Now, because of this lack in views, she'd upload a video speaking about the issue and her views dropping off, titled Real Talk, where she states that her new videos don't get that many views, but that she was trying her hardest to fix this issue.
My channel is dying. My views are down like 50% right now. I can't even hit 200 views on my newest videos. My latest 2B2T video is at like 300 views right now, which is the lowest any 2B2T video has ever done. Like, I was at 100 subscribers. I uploaded my first 2B2T video that got like 500 views in a couple days. So this is the lowest my channel has been in a very long time. And I honestly don't know why. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. I don't know if the thumbnails are good. Is it because of the thumbnails? I mean, I'm trying to improve the thumbnails. You know, I keep hiring people to make them.
I feel like, I mean, obviously things like thumbnails and titles matter. This guy's a fucking moron, by the way. This guy that's like in my group, he just doesn't know how to fucking play. Obviously things like thumbnails and titles and whatnot are very important. They're important, of course, but I feel like what's more important is probably the, what's more important is the entertainment value that you will get. Oh, I went the wrong way. I'm a fucking idiot. The entertainment value that you get from the video, which is going to be different for everybody. It's going to be different for every audience. You know, I think that there's plenty of channels, you look like Ab and Preach, that do phenomenally well with very simple thumbnails. You know, you could argue that the audience that you are directing yourself towards might not resonate with something simpler like that. But that's more than anything else. I just feel like I wouldn't focus on those small things. That's like the 80-20 rule, you know? I'd say focus on something consistent. My videos used to do really well with that horrible fucking rancid-looking border on it. It's so silly.
Thumbnails, I keep paying for high-quality thumbnails, losing money on all these videos because I care about the videos and I like making videos, but if no one's gonna see them, I'm just at a complete loss here. I'm losing money, motivation, and my channel just continues to go downhill. And this YouTube social media stuff is just really stressful, especially like constantly all day refreshing. Oh, is it at 200 views yet? Oh, is it at 300? Oh, no.
True, that can fuck you up. So I gotta try not to like look at it. It's easier said than done, but
Nope, still at 100, still at 100, still at 100. Oh wow, it's gone up by 10. Oh, and it's still at 120 views.
Eventually, she dropped Minecraft altogether and focused more so on the commentary side of YouTube, pretty much
What up,
abandoning the same genre that she started her channel with. Jalen stated that she wanted to cover more topics other than just the Minecraft niche topics, and she would stick with that statement.
this is so cringe to post. Yeah, it is, but it's like, you know, sometimes you're feeling some type of way about your shit, and you just feel the need to post it. You know, sometimes I get that. I mean, I try not to talk to people on the internet about my problems. Sometimes I'll talk about how I'm having like a bad day or I'm feeling some type of way, but it do be what it is.
Cover crazy TikTok drama, and this would benefit her channel a lot, going from under 10,000 views per video to videos with over 50,000 views. At the time, her biggest video was titled Corpse Husband Face Reveal, which received 2 million views as of today. And
damn, I feel like that's one of those suspicious characters as well when you kind of get into that idea, when you start like hyper clickbaiting, you know?
Acrello super chatted $1.99. Father stomach.
What's up, girl? How you doing, brother? You feeling good? How you doing?
A video she'd speak highly about just a couple days later. Then her channel took a turn once again. She'd find a trend that worked. Let's see.
Trend.
What is Jalen posting to blow up her channel? Dream, more dream. Come on, man. How many videos of dream do you need?
Listen, as much as we want to criticize that, I feel like everybody almost does that. They have like, they'll find a little bit of a niche and they'll kind of milk it a little bit, which I don't think is necessarily a problem, but you want to set yourself up to have something else to talk about outside of one person too. You don't want to fucking get completely captured by one fucking topic. So it's good to kind of try to keep that into the flow as well. Well, yeah, man, dream.
Now, as crazy as this may seem to latch onto one specific creator or topic, it's done a lot within Jalen's community. Jalen took advantage of how popular Dream was and profited off of his name, making thousands of dollars on just the Dream topic alone. This would happen with a couple other topics on her channel as well, like Tommy Innit, That Vegan Teacher, and Technoblade. But again, exploiting Dream's marketability helped her obtain 100,000 subscribers.
I don't know if I call it exploitation.
She'd upload a video onto her channel speaking
you got your TikTok back? That's good. I forgot about that. Damn, it took them a long time to get your shit back, brother.
About how she never thought she'd hit 100,000 subscribers so fast and how she wasn't even expecting it.
We did it. 100,000 subscribers. That is honestly a milestone that I never expected to hit. And I still can't believe that I have 100,000 subscribers. 100,000 people decided to subscribe to my channel. That is just crazy.
So
I have been dreaming of this moment for so long. Ever since I was a kid and I watched other YouTubers hit this milestone, I always thought that it would be so cool to hit this milestone. It would be so cool to have my own play button, and now I'm actually here. I'm actually doing it. I've actually done it, and I really can't process that. I honestly can't. So thank you guys so much for everyone that has supported me, everyone who watches my videos, everyone who's ever.
Now, at the same time that she was growing on YouTube to incredible new heights, she was living a double life off of the platform. On Twitter, she'd make some pretty edgy tweets just for the simple fact of being edgy. Now, I don't have these tweets because
edgy alert.
every Twitter account that Jalen had has been suspended, or she would tweet these crazy statements and instantly delete them.
Based
But
alert.
luckily, it was well documented.
If I could, I would kill myself.
Whoa!
I know that would fix everything, but I'm too weak to go through it.
Why would
Every
you
day
say
I tell
that?
myself, do it. I never have the strength to do it. I'm a bad person. All I ever do is hurt people. I wish I could do.
You gotta stop all sympathy baiting. I feel like that's what happens when you don't have somebody. I talk about this a lot, but that's what happens when you don't really have a solid support structure around you. You know, friends to talk about some shit offline. You have to see. I think one of the biggest issues with content creators is setting positive boundaries. And I feel like expressing yourself to everybody like this is one of those things that there needs to be a solid boundary set on. You know, you shouldn't really be going on the internet constantly like unloading about how sad you are. And everybody needs a healthy outlet. But it's not it's not social media like at all. I think that's probably the least healthy. And people are only going to tolerate a couple times. Like they'll do it like once or twice. They'll be like, "Oh, I feel bad for you." And then after that, it turns into a like, "Okay, this is getting kind of tired." You're better off finding like a friend and just kind of venting to them when you're feeling stressed and trying to get it out like that instead of expressing it to the world.
Do one right thing and end it all. Here's the tweet by Jaden. As a YouTuber, it's hard not to get caught up in seeing your videos hit 1 out of 10. You feel this high like you're on the top of the world. But when your next video doesn't hit that 1 out of 10, it makes you feel like it's over and you're done.
Yep.
It's taken some time to realize that I'm happy where I'm at right now. But then a few hours later,
That's not like that tweet wasn't too bad. But that's true.
he tweeted out, "WTF, my new video did terrible. Well, I'm not uploading for a couple of days."
During this time, the YouTuber Technoblade was just diagnosed with cancer, and this was his answer to why he wasn't uploading to his channel as frequently as he used to. Now, hours after this announcement, some creators already started to milk the news of Technoblade's cancer. Jalen, like the great crusader that she was, called out the channels on Twitter, but shortly after released her own video about Technoblade. The description was filled with metadata like Technoblade cancer diagnosis.
Well, I think that from what I remember is the bigger issue with that was the fact that there was like 1 or 2 people who were like hyper milking it. I don't think the issue was the metadata. I think that the issue was how frequently people were posting and speculating about it. I don't think Jalen crossed like a particular line in that instance. I feel like people were just kind of going after them. But like, of course, if you're making a video about something, you want it to be popular. If you're going to use a bunch of metadata, like that's normal. I see people. Like, there's a difference between making a post about something and using, you know, whatever tactics, like metadata like putting a bunch of bullshit in the description and whatever to get it seen versus talking about a topic too much or milking a particular topic. So the metadata argument's just kind of stupid to me.
Technoblade cancer, and just I feel bad for Techno, all in the metadata of the description of the video, and other keywords that would drive traffic to her video. And along with the metadata, she'd have Technoblade in the thumbnail with cancer as the headline. Now, I've done some keywords in my description as well over the years, but I never did any crazy metadata spamming for some.
Listen, none of this is an issue unless you unless you fundamentally feel like it's not something that anybody should be talking about, and that's a fair point to engage with. Like, hey, I don't think that you should make Technoblade's cancer content. If you feel that way, that's perfectly fine. But the metadata argument's stupid unless they were where you would consider over posting about the topic. That would be the actual criticism. Because outside of that, I feel like, you know, it's kind of a pedantic criticism.
Someone's cancer diagnosis in order to gain tons of views from the YouTube search algorithm. Now, later on, she would upload screenshots of the video doing well on Twitter, and when people called her out for being a hypocrite, she would respond with a tweet saying haters gonna hate. Optimus is a huge creator within the commentary community, and he'd call her out for being a hypocrite and acting as if she was morally better than these other creators who are doing the same exact thing as her. Here's a snippet of Optimus's video.
So if you're gonna try and call me out for doing this shit, doesn't it kind of not make sense for you to literally have videos on every single exact subject that I'm also talking about? Oh, and also, I have a screenshot of Jaden's video that proves that there was no sort of YouTube fundraiser added to it. This is from shortly before I began recording this video, and yeah.
Who cares if it's a fundraiser attached to it? What's the matter?
As you can see, there's no YouTube fundraiser on it, so if one magically gets added to this video...
My thing is, I don't know why, who cares about the YouTube fund? Like, not for nothing, but I perceive people who attach YouTube fundraisers to their stuff, sometimes it's just virtue signaling. They're like, I'm making this video, and there's a fundraiser attached to it, so I'm somehow morally better. Like, okay. You know, like, I'm not saying don't put YouTube fundraisers, but when you're going to go and be like, you actually don't have a YouTube fundraiser? It's like, okay, like, what's your motivation for doing this now? Like, what is it?
Video by circumstance on Jaden's channel. It happened because I said something, but I can handle John Swan coming for me. That dude has had it out for me since I joined this community, but not Optimus.
Jonathan Swanathan. What did he like? What did they get him for? Because he tried to cancel an 18-year-old for talking to a 15-year-old or something like that. I think that was the big issue.
Looked up to for years. I can't handle this shit. None of this matters.
Why do you look
What
up
do
to
you
him?
people want from me? I've tried all I can. It's never
There's your
enough.
problem.
So this tweet came out after I defended
I
myself.
feel like Jalen should stop making themselves like a public figure. Like, I know it sounds weird, but the more of a human being that you advertise yourself as on social media, the more open to criticism you're going to be. The first step to doing that is to get rid of your Twitter. Just delete that boy, you know?
Publicly from the bullshit that was basically thrown at me. And honestly, this tweet creeps me out a little bit because it's
Why?
almost as if Jaden kind of like weirdly worships me or something.
I mean, it's weird because who would look up to that? But I don't think it's worshiping someone, but okay.
Like, I respond one time and say that I disagree with what this person has done, and next thing you know, I can't handle Optimus fucking saying anything about me, man.
That's
I've
true,
looked
though.
up to him for years. I just can't handle this shit. Nothing I do matters. What does everyone want from me? Nothing I do is enough. I've tried everything I can. Like, what, dude? I don't know what's going on, like what you think's happening. First and foremost, I don't hate you, okay? This is the internet. We had a Twitter dispute, okay? I have no real, like, bad blood with
Twitter,
you.
guys.
Around this time, Jalen would upload her own video of the events that transpired between them on Twitter, but she
I
acted
feel
as if she was
awful
the victim,
for
only
Technoblade.
showing some of the tweets that Optimus made, adding her, instead of some of the things she was saying before, which warranted a response from Optimus. Now, a reoccurring cycle that we will come to normalize
I thought this video was only 15 minutes, bro. It's an hour long. I'm fucking triggered right now, to be honest with you.
with Jalen is her constant need to be the victim.
I really didn't think this was a whole ass fucking breakdown. I thought this was a 15-minute like banger off for the first segment. I was like, yeah, let's just do this real quick. It'll be fun. And somehow it turns into. I think the video is being made as I'm watching it because now it's 53 minutes. I notice it's 53 minutes, and I'm like, god damn. You know?
Which we'll see a bunch of throughout this video. Instead of admitting that she was wrong and shouldn't have posted that video on Technoblade because it was far too soon to just upload the video, and she already called out other creators for doing so, she acted like a
again, I don't think it was the time that mattered. Or the topic that Technoblade had cancer. I think it was that some people were doing like weird shit for it, like milking it in a weird way. But okay.
complete idiot, and only really apologized in her YouTube video, but not on Twitter. During this drama where Jalen was being butchered
Wouldn't that be more impactful since that's their actual like content? Okay.
on Twitter, Sensitive Society would make a tweet poking fun at Jalen, and because of this, Jalen would tell Sensitive Society to end his life. Now, this reply pretty much came out of left field, but it's something that will come to normalize once again with Jalen. Sensitive Society would say this in his video, responding to Jalen.
I'm so offensive. What was so out of pocket that this YouTuber decided to call you out and told you in your life? I said this. I feel awful for Sensitive Society. ... Jaden replied with, actually kill yourself.
No.
What?
Your life. I said this. I feel awful for
I'm so confused. Okay, whatever.
Sensitive Society. ... Jaden replied with, actually kill yourself.
Now, along with some of the insane outbursts that Jalen would say on Twitter, she'd also make some edgy jokes about religion that would once again be called out by almost everyone in the community.
Not
In
religion.
response, Jalen uploaded a tweet on her apologizing, stating, "This is something I have addressed many times and apologized for many times. Everyone who was originally involved has moved on already, but I think I should provide context. As some of you may know, I am transgender. I've recently started transitioning and have been on hormones for a few months. The last few months have been extremely stressful and hard. It's felt like a lot of the world was against me. Anytime I would talk about being transgender here on YouTube, there would be hundreds of comments saying I would never be a woman and they wouldn't support me. The common theme
that's probably true. It's because that's the audience that you're kind of sitting, you're being chilling in. You know, that's kind of that. Maybe try to find a new audience. Maybe try to make slightly different content. You know.
Between all these people is they claimed religion was the reason why they wouldn't support me. One of my trans friends, ex-friend,
yeah, there's probably truth to that. Religion is a pretty big perpetuator of transphobia. All right, I'm not going to shit on religion too much, guys. I know you get very upset. I've had multiple people come into my lives and express to me that they're very upset. I understand, but that is just the fact of the world. That most transphobia and homophobia comes from religion. I'm sorry. It's just a fact. Okay, so relax.
They got exposed for something unrelated, had made a post saying, if God loved his creations, why would he make trans people be in the wrong body? I replied saying I didn't think God existed. This ended up causing a debate that I didn't want to have. I then made some replies saying I thought the world would be a better place without religion, that I wanted religion gone. At the time, I had probably 100 people respond.
I mean, kind of probably. Listen, I don't mean to offend people that love God. I understand. I do. You know, I love the concept of God too. You know, but that might be true. I mean, every war kind of started on that. You know, I mean, I guess you could argue that it's more of a human condition and people would use religion to justify the war. That's a fair argument as well. But you know, yeah.
Responding to my replies, taking them out of context, and then it spiraled out of control. Out of anger, I responded to someone saying I wanted World War II to happen to all religious people. This was not at all to be taken seriously. I knew it would anger them like they had angered me. I realized my mistakes and deleted that reply seconds after.
It's really not that big of a deal. It's just an edgy joke. If it was against like fucking trans people, those people wouldn't be complaining. But since it's against religion, like, let's be real. Of everything else, religious people are insanely fucking sensitive, like annoyingly sensitive, more so than any other group of people that I've ever met. Just to be honest with you, like, and I think it's because people are not used to having their religion criticized. It's more and more prevalent nowadays. And so like anytime you make a joke, it's like, oh my god, I can't believe you said that, you know. But I also understand something very personal to people. But so is being trans, you know. So I think that like have a little empathy. You know, your religion's personal to you. Some people's gender identity is personal to them. Let's all just live and get together in harmony. Harmony, baby.
After, to which they responded with a screenshot of the reply. I then played into it and jokingly doubled down on it. Once I had come to my senses, I deleted all the replies and got off of Twitter for the next few hours. People then started sharing the out-of-context screenshots, completely ignoring why it had started in the first place. I then made tweets mocking religious people the same way they had mocked me. Why are insert people so sensitive? After that, I released an apology and have moved on from it. Since then, it has been brought up in YouTube videos. I've had to apologize multiple times since then. Obviously, what I said was wrong. I in no way stand by any of it. I know and am friends with many religious people. This is America we're talking about. Most of my family is religious, which once again adds to the stress of being able to publicly transition. What I said was in the heat of the moment and doesn't represent any of my actual views. I've even made videos defending religious people and their right to practice religion. I don't hate Chris Pratt for being religious. I thought it was insane to claim he's homophobic just because he's religious. Try and place yourself in my position. I can't come out to my family. The only place I've had to express myself has been online.
That's interesting. You can't come out to your family, but you're all over the internet. Although I guess maybe your family just doesn't watch your content. I don't know. I don't either. I'm just busting chops. I'm just being a little rude. Oh, sorry.
Fine. Ever since then, I've been attacked by religious people. A reply that I had made to a fellow trans person suddenly spiraled into a debate. People have taken this out of context to make it seem like I had just attacked religious people for no reason.
I have.
When in reality, it was more complicated than that. I know it was wrong to blame a group of people for the actions of a few, so again, I deeply apologize for what was said. Now, you'd probably think this would be the end of the drama. Jalen apologized for it, and now it was time for everyone involved to move on. But this wouldn't be the case. Jalen would continue her hate for religious people, and she would only get worse, but whenever she'd find herself getting called out, she'd state that she was just joking.
Okay. Oh no.
The lyrics drama starts from the video.
I hope the religious people will be okay. I hope. I hope they're gonna survive these trying times.
Lyrics made on Jalen. Lyrics uploaded a video titled Why I Don't Like Jalen. This video was a culmination of everything Jalen has done over on Twitter. From the hypocrisy of calling out other creators for using a YouTuber's tragedy for clicks and likes to Jalen's opinions on religion. Sometimes this video can be a little over the top, but for the most part it does put Jalen's off YouTube antics on full display. But shortly after this video was released, Jalen ended up commenting on the video stating, "This video violates the YouTube TOS, good luck keeping your channel." This comment was then shared by Larix on Twitter, where he'd ask her if she was being serious, to which she would reply with, "I guess we can wait and see." Now this was a clear abuse for the YouTube flagging system, and the commentary community.
Yeah. Hold on, what was it?
The comment was then shared commenting on the video stating, "This video violates the YouTube TOS, good luck keeping your channel."
Oh, epic. Maybe it did. It probably did. Larynx is pretty intense, so it probably did. Maybe it didn't. I don't really care, but it probably did. That's probably what it was. It might have like bordered harassment and bullying type language. But if you're gonna do it, just report them and move on. Why are you gonna sit there and like brag about it on Twitter? You know what I mean? Just be like, go report, like just report them and then just keep quiet about it. You know, that's what I would do if I thought it was actual harassment and bullying.
This comment was then shared by Larix on Twitter, where he'd ask her if she was being serious, to which she would reply with, "I guess we can wait and see." Now this was a clear abuse for the YouTube flagging system.
It's not really a clear abuse. It's against party rules though. All right, you're not supposed to report people because they upset your feelings. Okay, you're supposed to just take it on the chin. So that's the general understanding, and I guess maybe you could argue that. I don't think it's a terrible argument. I guess. But yeah, I mean, I don't know if it would actually be considered. I didn't watch this video. Maybe it was fine. Maybe he was a little rude. I don't know. Who fucking knows? I already got these pages. Okay. Who knows? I don't. But again, the bragging part's like the stupid idiot part. Like, what are you doing? Stop being a silly goose, you know?
And the commentary community was up in arms about this response to a video made on her. The issue with this is that she can make videos on others, but once someone makes a video on her, regardless of the channel's size and reach, she will try to silence that creator by flagging the video. Jalen would be invited onto the Tommy C show to sort of explain herself, but she was left pretty much speechless, only saying that she was breaking away from the commentary community.
What have I said? What is in this video that crosses the line so much? And please, after you tell me what crosses the line, tell me how that doesn't cross the shit some of the shit you've said.
Okay, fair question. Fair question.
You know, I don't know how to answer that. I'm not going to answer that.
Okay, well, that's unfortunate. That was your time to shine. That was your time to shine. He called me. He called me a slur. I was like, okay, there you go. But okay.
That's my answer. I'm done with the community.
Well, yeah, okay, fine. If that's what you want to do, that's fucking fine. But don't ask for fucking.
Don't hurt me, bro.
Fucking flags. We're gonna get your panties in a bunch.
The same thing would happen with an.
I feel like, bro, leave. Don't try to fucking attack me. I'm staying here. I feel like I can understand disconnecting yourself from a particular community sometimes and stuff. I get it. But my thing is I feel it's weird to like explicitly say it. Sometimes, you know, announce your departure. You know? It's like, it can be a little weird. Oh, I'm announcing my departure from such and such. Like, well, why? Why don't you just depart? You know? Why not just depart?
Invitation to be interviewed by Augie RFC.
I think. I don't know. Sorry, I kind of like spaced out. I spaced out there.
Space Ghost.
Okay. No, I don't know.
Coast.
Jalen, do you feel like you've been unfairly canceled by the commentary community?
Yeah, at times.
Explain that. Why?
Jalen, do you know what Among Us balls are?
Yeah. Well, I'm curious. Like, I just wanted to like know.
Mike Danielson super chatted $10.
Yeah. What's up, brother?
Don't forget to pick up our all-new pumpkin spiced latte at Dunkin'.
Yeah.
Our favorite fall flavors are back.
Yeah.
With a little pumpkin spice, you'll be pooping for hours. America poops on Dunkin'.
Okay. I appreciate that, brother. It means a lot to me. Thank you so much.
Jalen? Jalen, are you there?
Oh no, I'm gonna get killed. Hey, don't attack my friend.
Out on a lot of unnecessary crap.
Example?
I knew this guy was gonna gank me. When
Example? People will make a video on every single tweet I make. That's my example.
Example? That's not a specific example. Now say a specific example.
I mean, I get a lot of videos made on me.
I mean, Jalen, at this point, you know, whether you feel whether you are or aren't treated unfairly, it's like you're engaging in a community that's going to keep engaging in like whatever behavior that you're upset with. So, are you going to re-educate the entire fucking community? Hey, I'll make a tweet and everybody gets upset with me. Like, there's probably a level of truth to that. Jalen's a content machine for a lot of people. I'm fucking reacting to a goddamn video about it right now. You know? Like I said, just disconnect yourself from the sphere. Do some other stuff, you know?
This deer in the headlights response to the drama was due to the fact that Jalen knew she did something wrong, but doubled down on it instead of just apologizing. But once again would state that she is treated unfairly within the community when Augie asked her if she felt like she was. The next day after Larix's video, and after receiving a bunch of backlash, Jalen would come out with a video titled, "I'm done." This was a 4-minute video discussing the cesspool of hate that's over on Twitter.
Done with Twitter. Now, at this point, I'm sure you guys know
how
I feel
with Twitter for the next 3 hours.
About Twitter.
When you make it a statement like this, you have to stop doing it. It's the same thing as people who announce that they're going to lose weight. You know, you have to commit to it if you announce it. It's hard. So I've never announced my weight loss. Hey guys, I'm announcing my weight gain. I'll be gaining weight. Okay. Yeah, but it's one of those things. You know, you don't want to. Don't hurt me, dude. Okay. You don't want to announce your weight loss. You don't want to announce your departure from Twitter. You don't want to announce it because you're not going to maintain it anyway. So then you do it and you look foolish after you don't commit to what you did.
I mean, my entire channel is basically just crapping all over Twitter because this app and everyone who uses this app is incredibly toxic. Twitter is honestly one of the worst social media platforms.
Well, I guess now it's called X, so there's nothing to worry about.
Ever created. I mean, I don't know how many times people get canceled because they made a joke like 5 years ago. And if you can go a day without seeing some sort of argument breaking down with your favorite creators, then you're lucky. That's a good day. There is just so many horrible things that goes on Twitter, and no community is safe. Every community is just infested with toxic people that will just attack content creators or attack their friends for absolutely no reason. And then you have the political side of Twitter, which I'm not even going to get into because that's just a complete cesspit, which is why I'm finally making the decision to quit Twitter. And a lot of people have been telling me for a long time, if you hate Twitter so much, why do you have a Twitter account? Well, that's because...
Yeah, that's why I deleted mine. I didn't like Twitter, so I just deleted it and moved on. Like, I didn't make a video about it. It's not that big of a deal. Just kind of said, yeah, this is a little toxic. And then I just quit. Papa told us he quit Twitter once. I told you guys I quit Twitter, like, just talking to my stream. I think there's a difference between just guys like, yeah, I deleted my Twitter because I think it's toxic. Because I actually didn't say anything. I deleted my Twitter. And then people were like, what happened? Blah, 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 blah. And I was just like, oh, I think it was toxic, so I deleted it. I think there's a difference between that and uploading, like, an actual video that's like, I'm quitting Twitter. I'm done with this shit, you know? It's like, what are you doing? Don't announce it. Not like that.
If you want to interact with your community, if you want to interact with other content creators, you want to get news, you want to reach out to people, you're pretty much forced to use Twitter. There is no other social media site that's like Twitter. I mean, sure, there is the YouTube community tab, and I can post images or text on there, but you can't message people, and I'm scared that if I post anything that's like edgy, YouTube's gonna ban me. It just sucks that when
I mean, good, you should be worried about that. Oh, excuse me. Here's my thing, right? Like, I've been doing some short stuff on my Rob and Dan podcast channel. Go follow that, link in the description. And I started doing some clips for this channel. I'm experimenting with doing that again, you know, because I feel like I want to get more outreach, and I don't think creating more more long form content or is necessarily the. I mean, obviously I'm going to create more, but I feel like a good way to go with shorts. Anyway, the point I'm making is that YouTube has the most, I would say, aggressive censorship when it comes to clips and whatnot between TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube. And they're also the most punishing. So, you know, on TikTok, if you have a video removed, it doesn't really matter too much. But on YouTube, you know, it could very quickly suspend your platform. And so I make content. It has caused me to rethink and be like, okay, I have this a certain way. I have to tone it down a little bit. Let me tone down some of the edginess because I don't want to go too hard. I also don't want to be seen as this like super edgy character because I'm not trying. I mean, I am a little edgy, but I don't want to be known just for that, right? But the point that I'm making is that because of that exists, I keep myself, you know, a little bit more composed, and I don't think it's a bad thing. So to be like, oh, YouTube doesn't let me post really edgy shit, then your mentality should be, if I won't post it on YouTube, I don't post it at all. Especially if you're trying to be a YouTuber, like, what's the benefit of posting something super edgy that doesn't represent your content on another platform when you are being yourself? Like, hey, I'm Jalen, the content creator. I make content about Minecraft and community news or whatever the fuck I make my content about. Oh, here I'm gonna say the N-word on Twitter. Why? You're a public figure. Why would you do that? What's the point? Why would you do that? It just doesn't add up to me.
Of the only apps you can use to actually connect with people is this toxic cesspit where absolutely nobody gets along. I could make a post saying, wow, my new video didn't do well, and I'm kind of upset. And then I'll get attacked by 100 people for absolutely no reason. There's like no reason for people to go out of their way to do that. I can post a meme or make a joke, and people take it seriously. And all these people on Twitter, they just feed off of negativity. They like to see other people suffer, which is why they just go around canceling anyone and everyone and making false claims about people.
She'd pretty much state that Twitter is extremely toxic and how whenever she posts anything, it gets criticized by everyone. But the real reason why she was taking a break from Twitter was because she was being called out by a bunch of people because of how she falsely flagged Lorix's video. And in Lorix's video, he points out that this was not the first time that Jalen would falsely flag or threaten to take down a YouTuber's video that was made on her.
It's a false flag.
Past, and this was just another example. Now, after this, Tom Dark would release a video speaking about the situation titled The Worst Commentary Channel, where he gives his takes on the Jalen situation and how she was a liar and a hypocrite. I only mentioned this video because in January of 2022, Jalen would upload
they stole the fucking They stole the title, dude.
Apology video that spoke about the video from Tom Dark. What I think happened was Jalen saw how much attention that video received and had to make an apology video because he finally apologized for flagging Lyric's video almost a month after it happened.
Well, Lyrics is my H3 or Keemstar, and when he made a video on me, my immediate reaction was this.
That comment just comes off as like, it just comes off as like gloating. Yes, I'm important enough to have my own H3. It's like, okay, relax. You know what I mean? We'll get through this.
This violates the YouTube guidelines, and I'm gonna report this video, which obviously wasn't the right way to go about it. I
mean, if you felt like there was an actual justifiable reason to do it, then sure. I don't think that there's a problem with that. But clearly you didn't. That's the problem. You were pressed on it a little bit. Maybe you got nervous in the moment, but you know, you should have had a reason. Yeah. So it seems like there wasn't actually a justifiable reason.
Tried to reverse this report later on because I realized how stupid it was to just report someone's video for no reason, pretty much. Which is why when I went on to debate, I really had nothing to say because I couldn't defend it. I didn't stand by what I had done. Obviously, there's nothing that I can say in response to Turkey Tom's video. I pretty much agree with almost everything that he said. And I apologize to Larix for flagging his video. That's something I shouldn't have done, and it's something that I'm never going to do again.
Now, Larix would continue to create content on Jalen, but for the most part, Jalen remained silent, and for the most part, was pretty quiet for a couple of months. The drama surrounding her and her Twitter comments and beef started to calm down, and her channel continued to grow once again, up until her next episode of the Jalen cycle.
Oh, shit.
No, I've never said this in my life.
Now, on
What caused this cycle of the Jalen cycle to start?
January 30th, 2022, Technoblade would sadly pass away, and Jalen would make a 2-minute video on his passing. From there, she'd upload another video on Minecraft and how they added Technoblade to the game. But we would see another instance of the Jalen cycle. Now, for some odd reason, Jalen forgot about the drama she found herself in just a couple months ago.
I mean, that doesn't sound like a big deal. She made a video about Technoblade passing, and then a video about how they added a skin or something into the Fortnite. That's not really a big deal.
Being a hypocrite, and calls out another horrible YouTuber named Brazo for milking Technoblade's passing for monetary gain. Now, Brazo was a pretty shitty YouTuber.
Isn't Brazo like the fucking idiot that's posts Andrew Tate shit now or something? I mean, maybe it was milking it. I don't know. Maybe Brazo posted like 10 fucking videos about it, whereas there's only a justifier for 2. That would, I don't know. I don't care. But Jalen making 2 videos about it, one about the passing and then one about adding a skin. If Brazo did a lot more than that and Jalen called him out, I think it's perfectly fine, you know. But what I will say is that just from an optics, I guess, perspective, considering you keep getting criticized, it might be worth not criticizing other people if you're somebody who can't handle that criticism, you know, to be like, oh yeah, or at least not other like entities that are more people-esque, you know. There's different people. Like, if you make a video about, like, fucking Russell Brand, he's not going to respond to you, right? He's like but if you make a video about the guy next door, he might respond to you. So maybe stop making videos about the guy next door. You know? Sometimes it's not even worth it, whether you're right or not. Sometimes it's just not even worth the fight.
There's no doubt about that. But for Jalen to call out Brazo for milking the situation, it's pretty ironic, considering what she did in the past with Technoblade's cancer diagnosis. Now, again, this video is pretty ironic, considering Jalen found herself in the same exact situation months before. During the video, it's pretty ironic, considering Jalen found herself in the same exact situation.
Oh, well, this is with Dream. Dream's not dying of cancer, so I think that's the difference.
Months before. During her video, she points out that there's no way for anyone to know that Brazo actually donated the money to charity. But this was one of the issues Optimus had with Jalen's video on Technoblade having cancer. Another issue was
just like a weird speculation. There's no way of knowing. They said they were raising money for this, but how do we know? It's like, I don't know. Just why even go at that? You know,
happened during the same month. Now, for some odd reason, Jalen would find herself in a Discord call with a bunch of random people, pretty much trolls on the internet. And they were there in that call for one thing, and that was to troll Jalen. And this ended up working. The trolls in the Discord call pointed out that Jalen's videos didn't do as well if they weren't speaking about Technoblade's passing, and they trolled her and called her broke because of that. Right now in this video, I'm going to add in a part of Lanza's video when Jalen went insane during that Discord call.
That's crazy.
Oh yeah, I forgot to say the reason I joined this voice chat is
nobody cares. Ooh, there's the Technoblade video, 358k views. Ooh, the next video only got 30k views. Ooh, ooh. It smells like broken here. Get the fuck out of here. Can't believe my finances got called into question by someone I don't know on the internet.
Yeah, why even go into a group call with people? These people probably don't even have a platform. Like, why even go in there? Like, your 30k being low is the highest will ever like hope to get. So I don't understand why you would even bother engaging with these people. Makes no sense.
I'm really insecure about this because I'm not making it up, guys.
Should we go back and forth with them trying to match their energy?
You should
Whoa!
yourself, honestly.
Whoa! But threaten to find out where one of them lives and get them fired from their job.
Whoa! Where you work, and I'm gonna get you fired from your job, and then you're gonna wind up homeless, and then you're just gonna fucking die on the streets. That's what's gonna happen.
They would keep on trashing her, and then she dropped a bomb on them before.
I mean, if you think about it, maybe I'm starting to change my perspective. Maybe racists shouldn't be able to work, specifically in the food industry, because they're white, and they don't know how to season their food. I'm not trying to buy some goddamn dog shit, you know?
Leaving the call.
Oh my god, I need a water bottle, guys. We're back.
Me too.
Fuck you.
Whoa!
Yeah, I know. She said that. It's crazy.
Now, after this call with these random internet trolls, the YouTuber Zero Needs Coffee wanted to ask Jalen if she's ever...
I mean, that's a common tactic, just for people in general, in your real life, on the internet, is that there's people, there are antagonists who will say some, like, really wild stuff to you. And they're looking to bait a response. So they're being disproportionate to you in a way that makes them look foolish, but they're hoping that they can get you to have a response that's elevated even more than theirs, or escalating even more than theirs, to make you go like, wow, look at this idiot. So you got to be really careful of that, just fundamentally in your real life, of not giving in to people who are trying to bait a reaction, especially since a lot of times your reaction you'll have will be greater than theirs, and then they get to point at you and say, you're the problem, not me.
Said any other racial slurs in the past. And Jalen would say this.
Like, is that legit?
No, I've never said in my life.
Whoa!
There's like this audio clip. Have you seen it?
No, I've never seen it before. I don't know what you're talking about.
Alright, I can show you if you want. I'm just gonna send you because there's this video.
I would never say the N-word. Never said in my life.
It's just going around on Twitter. I don't know if you've seen it. Here's the link.
I honestly, I feel like these commentary bros don't really care about any of this stuff, let alone the slur usage. They think slurs are epic-based jokes and defend people who say edgy stuff. Yeah, of course they do. Of course, you know. Also, well, the problem is that Jalen's one of those people. Stop being one of those people, Jalen. It's like, just relax a little bit. I like a little edginess myself, you know. But hey, I take the Theo Bon approach, and I just write it down. You know, I really feel like I need to say it. Nah, I'm just kidding. I just say it. No, I'm not. It's not serious.
Fuck you.
That's it.
Now, obviously, this is a good showing of how serious Jalen took this situation, which was pretty clear that she didn't care at all. After that, she'd send Zero a picture of George Floyd. Obviously, you all know what happened, and stated that this was her kneeling on Zero's dead channel. When Zero stated that he was in fact black and that it was offensive towards him, she'd say, okay, N, but shortly after would tell him to end his life and called him the N-word. Now, again, during that same exact month, Jalen would upload a video speaking about Stone Toss for his edgy jokes. But once again, this is another example of Jalen being a complete hypocrite.
Yeah, that is how it looks. I mean, from what I remember from the Stone Toss stuff, is it goes a little farther than edgy jokes. There seems to be like a very actual, intentional, you know, hateful aspect attached to it. I don't remember the specifics, but I remember looking at it and there seemed to be like some anti-Semitism and whatnot. But like, yeah, you still, it does look really hypocritical for you to be like, don't say any edgy jokes and then criticizing somebody for that. It just doesn't make any real sense. If anything, you would be defensive of that joke, no?
Because not only has Jalen said racist things as recent as a couple days before a video on Stone Toss, but she also made a bunch of anti-Semitic jokes on Twitter, which Stone Toss would point out and use against her for being a hypocrite. Now, in March of
Jalen having a negative impact on the conversation then. Because now all this Stone Toss, if you do think that this Stone Toss person is like genuinely harmful in the jokes that they make, because, you know, jokes can just be jokes, and then sometimes people will try to push like actual real narratives through jokes. Now all that happens is, since you criticize them, it becomes like a finger to point to, and they get to go, this person's hypocritical, and then they get to look to basically point you out as a representative of everybody that's criticizing them and justifying their existence, at least to their own audience.
2023, during an interview with Cheeto, Jalen would say this about the situation involving Zero.
Let's hear it.
A lot of people have made assumptions on that whole thing and assumed that it came from a place of hatred, which is simply not true.
The N-word?
Wait, hold on. I gotta do a full stop right there. So, telling someone to find God comes from a place of hatred, but calling someone the hard R doesn't? Wait, this doesn't make any sense.
See, I have to.
Yeah, I don't think you can call somebody the... Oh, come on, dude. How am I dying again? I don't think you can call somebody the hard R without it being hateful. I don't know. What the fuck, dude? Unfortunate respawn. Yeah, I don't know if you can call somebody the hard R without that being particularly hateful. You know, I'm going to have to... I don't know. But yeah, telling somebody to find God can become, well, I don't know if I call it come from a place of being hateful, but it can come from like a negative place of like, oh, somebody, I don't know, existing as trans, and like, oh, you need to find God. It could come off as like a hateful thing, but I'm thinking the N-word is a little different. But you know, that's just me personally as a epic non-racist, slightly. But you know, play.
Explain the context to this scenario. First of all,
I
thought the bitch was white. Okay, quoting Roseanne. I thought the bitch was white. I didn't know he was black. So
why would you quote Roseanne?
I'll admit I have an issue.
I also don't think you should call white people that word either.
sort of what's the word, in an emotional state, I will say things out of anger. I will just say the worst thing.
That's kind of your issue. You gotta deal with your own emotions better.
Out the top of my head. And with the religion thing, right? I said the whole, I hope World War II happens to religious people. That was not like a serious belief I had. It was just something I said out of like anger and impulsivity. And edginess. And I was in this Discord server, and I was like harassed in the server for like multiple days. Everyone in the server was all
leave the server.
They were calling me the N-word. They were telling me to die, to kill myself. They were saying all kinds of like transphobic shit. And so I got in a call with this guy. I had no idea that he was black. It doesn't really matter. I should have never said it in the first place.
You should have just left the Discord.
And so out of anger, not due to his race, I just said the most offensive, horrible thing I can think of. And I think most people can agree, like the most offensive thing that you can call someone or say is the N-word.
Sure.
Right. Got it. So was that word?
I remember this conversation. This was the only, Jalen got rolled on that point. Every other point though, Jalen was kind of correct on from what I remember. I think I covered this, the Cheeto Jalen conversation.
Heard something that like what? Okay. So I'm just trying to understand, like, why did that word just kind of roll off your tongue so well?
Like, it feels so good.
No,
I gotta stop.
If the honest answer is no, then it's no. But when I see someone get into the heated moment where they just yell hard R at somebody, it's usually because they've been wanting to do it for a while, or they sort of habitually do it when they get mad, which is sort of what you kind of alluded to. So have you called people hard R in your past prior to that incident?
Yeah, I'd say I've done it a few times within the past.
Yeah, you see, that's no bueno. That's no bueno. That's no good.
Yeah, I agree with you there.
I'm not smashing like on that video.
It's obviously not. It's not right.
Like, that doesn't make me want to turn on the bell notifications to the Jaden channel when I hear that we're dropping that. Like I
mean, what if I were iDub? So like, would you smash?
Oh yeah, probably. If Jalen was iDubs, I think that the problem here is that Jalen is not based. So if you were a based racist and like a hateful person that would be hateful to everybody, then you saying the N-word would probably make a lot of these individuals subscribe and be like, oh, I love this person. They're so funny and edgy, LOL. But you are, Jalen seems like the kind, like a little bit socially or trying to be politically correct, but then throws out some pro-gamer words. And it's like, those two things don't mix particularly well. So everybody just thinks you're a hypocrite.
Like and subscribe.
I'll answer that question in a second, but I want to say, do you understand that maybe using that to a black person, and on top of you admitting that you've also used it before in the same form to other people, doesn't that make you kind of racist?
I mean, I could understand why people may have that perception. And again, it's definitely not something I should have ever said or should ever say. It's an awful word with an awful history, and it's not okay. And I'm not going to justify the usage of that word under any circumstances or any context, because it's a horrible thing to say. But it did not come from a place of hatred towards black people whatsoever. It was just, again,
just a black person.
If the worst word were, I don't know, glorp, blorp, that would have been what I shouted.
Again, this is just another instance of Jalen blaming the other people in the Discord chat for toxic behavior and not blaming herself. There were a bunch of different outcomes that could have happened during her time in that Discord chat. Like, if it was really that toxic and that toxic of a space, why would she not leave it? But instead of taking that into account, she'd once again blame everyone else, acting as the victim.
Maybe she didn't want to feel like a pussy.
Outburst. Instead of admitting that she should have just left the Discord group and not played into the trolls that were trying to bait her into saying or doing something that they can clip. Now that the summer was over and Jalen
that's true. To be fair, when iDubbbz used the N-word, he wasn't trying to be hateful. Yeah, I get it. That's fair enough, sure.
Finally found herself without drama or controversy for the first time in a long time, it was time for her to continue to grow on YouTube once again.
It kind of makes me wonder, is there almost an intentional or an intentionality to trying to get into controversy from Jalen's perspective? Because, for somebody who once had like a big social or had gotten more views, it's possible that she was like, oh man, when I'm in controversy, people watch my stuff a little bit more. Maybe I should say something super base so that people will start talking about me again. And I wonder if there's a motivation there for that as well. And that's why the cycle kind of perpetuates itself. Because some people want to just maintain their fame, but when you do it through infamy like that, you're not really setting yourself up for success.
Once again, we'd see the Jalen cycle in full effect. Achido uploaded a video titled "Look Who's Getting Exposed" on December 27th, 2022, right before the end of the year. This was a video going over some of the issues Achido had with Jalen. During this video, Achido called out Jalen's self-diagnosis of having autism and how she allegedly spammed it all over her Twitter account. Achido also pointed out the fact
typical TikToker
that Jalen was still friends with a creator who was outed many times within the community for being a creep and talking to minors. Achido shared—
You're talking about Natty Forsyth? Like, again, from what I remember, it was like a big nothing burger. They were just being fucking stupid. I don't think Natty Forsyth's a creep. They did something. I think, what was it? Like, they were sending fucking dick pic memes of Grimace or something to the person, like a minor that they didn't know was that as young as they were. You know, I'm not really shitting my pants about it, you know?
A screenshot of Jalen's Discord DMs with Natty Forsyth and how Jalen was only upset with Natty when Natty hurt her feelings, but didn't sever ties with Natty over the allegations made against her. In response to this video, Jalen uploaded her own video trying to—
Yeah, I mean, my thing is that when it comes to anybody else, you know, like the commentary can be like, when it comes to like Russell Brand, they're like, well, they're just allegations, we shouldn't jump on it. And I agree. You know, I read through the entire article. And from what I've seen, it does look like Russell Brand is guilty, but like, you know, innocent until proven guilty, go through the court of law. I agree with that, but either way, they're very rational when it comes to that. But then when it comes to like Natty Forsyth, you know, allegations, well, I guess there's a little more proof in those. Actually, never mind. But still, I think that it's overblown in a lot of these capacities.
Debunked some of Achido's original claims, saying that the Natty allegations have been debunked before and how Achido had no evidence against Natty. But this ended up backfiring due to the fact that the next video Achido uploaded on this drama included a video that showed evidence against Natty Forsyth, with even Natty saying that she caught feelings for a minor. This was a huge situation, and Jalen really couldn't—
what I remember, I don't think that that's like representative of what happened. I'm pretty sure, again, I think it was some like weird Discord flirting before they even knew how young they were. It's not like, it wasn't really that big of a deal. But okay.
Backpedal, so instead she'd upload her final video surrounding this controversy. And if you guessed that she played the victim, she definitely did. During this video, she pretty much says that regardless of what she says to defend herself, the video will get mass disliked and blames it on Achido for weaponizing his fanbase.
Remain professional and keep—
Yeah, I think Natty did delete their channel. True. Well, whatever. You know,
things cordial. However, I think it's important to just have like a real talk. The things that Achido are claiming about me are just false and completely misleading, and it's not right whatsoever. And it really doesn't matter what I say or what evidence I provide or the arguments I make, because even if they are objectively right, I'm gonna get mass disliked anyway. Achido is gonna—
yeah, well, it's the community that you're appealing to with your content. They that's what it comes down to. Like, those people are fucking, a lot of them are babies. So it's like, you know, try to maybe make content for a different community. Maybe try to explore and find yourself and appeal to a community that's not going to cry and virtue signal over dumb bullshit. So
send his audience to dislike my video, and they'll do it because they're kids, they're young, they don't know any better. But Achido knows better. It's not right what Achido is claiming about me. I do not support pedophiles. I'm not a pedophile ally, and that is not a confirmed groomer or pedophile. That's simply false. That's the truth. These allegations have haunted Nat for years, and they've attempted to take their life on numerous occasions. This is not something that I take lightly, that I can just—
I wouldn't be bragging about failure. I'm just kidding. That's a terrible joke. Don't say that.
Condemn them over because I don't know the full story. Honestly, I don't know the truth. I wasn't there. As I said in my video earlier today, you are free to make up your own mind. However, no one watched the video. People didn't actually give it a chance because they didn't care. They just wanted to hate me. I'll admit, I've done some things that I don't stand by. I've said some things that are not okay. I have made jokes that I wish I could take back. I thought that Achido and I were cool. I thought that we were friends. I mean, we met at VidCon, and we joked around.
Super chatted $1.99. Pa 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 pa.
Thank you.
About the arguments and stuff we had, because there's kind of an understanding that, like, yeah, that's just stupid online shit, you know? He made jokes about my, like, religion tweets or whatever. Like, we were cool, and so this stuff, like, affects me on a personal level, and it's just not right. This is my final response to the Achido situation, and I'm gonna leave it at
response.
that.
Now, again, this is showcasing another example of hypocrisy due to the fact that she used to weaponize her own audience to attack smaller creators back in her heyday on YouTube. Like when she tried to attack a smaller creator because he was allegedly stealing her thumbnails and video topics. This final video was once again a demonstration.
Was it? Was that it? Was it somebody who's allegedly taking their thumbnails and video topics, or was it somebody who made like a fake Jalen AI channel? Am I remembering that correctly? Is that something? Maybe I'm misremembering that, but I feel like that might have been it. I think there's a difference between. I don't think that you're being accurately representative of the situation, but I could be wrong, so I'm not gonna like live or die on that point.
Frustration on being the victim, and eventually culminated in a Discord call with Cheeto, PackGod, and Keemstar for a debate. Jalen once again tried to cover for Natty, and almost
Jalen once again keeps talking of like same shit that is irrelevant. You're beating a dead horse. Just move on. Like, holy shit.
Manipulated everyone in that Discord call into believing that they were jumping to conclusions on Natty Forsyth, with even PackGod telling Cheeto that it was messed up to use Natty in the situation just to make Jalen look bad. Everyone was against Cheeto up until Jalen slipped up and explained why she was fighting with Natty in the first place, and this was due to the fact that Natty tried to support weirdo behavior on Twitter, and when Jalen had an issue with—
Well, what does that mean? I need more than just support weirdo behavior on Twitter. What does Natty try to support?
That's when the fight would happen.
Before this was brought up, before Cheeto brought this up in a video, me and Nat had sort of like a falling out because there was a weird scenario with like another YouTuber who was like investigating some like weird grooming stuff, and they were messaging like that minors, and I was calling that person out on Twitter saying that this person is weird, no one should associate with them, and Nat was like defending them essentially, and so I messaged Nat being like, yo, why are you defending this person? Like, this person is a creep. And so I kind of out of anger because they said something out of spite to me, they were like, oh, go cry on Twitter about people calling you a man or something, and I was like, well, just because you sex 12-year-olds doesn't mean that it's normal for this guy to message 15-year-olds. Something
okay,
what?
Okay, so
Whoa, what the fuck is happening? What is the person that Natty was supposedly supporting? They're so vague. Yeah, so basically they were like kind of weird and stuff, and it's like, okay, I need a little more specifics than that. But
Nat posted that on their Twitter.
Okay. Cheeto, you're back, right? I want to make sure everyone
Yes.
gets this, right? So Jalen just presented a story where a different individual is being investigated for being a creep. The Natty person is defending a different creep. Jalen then says, yo, me and Natty, we can't be friends anymore because you are defending this other creep. We have gone full circle.
Wait, what the fuck? Are you saying that Natty Forceps was defending a pedophile?
Yeah, there's also this gem from Natty Forsyth that says stigmatizing pedophilia isn't good.
What?
yeah, I mean, that's a social political topic, talking about how you should open up pathways for pedophiles to get mental health support before they rape children. So that's what they're referring to. I'm not really going to cry about that, but I would need to know more on this other situation of the person that's Natty was supposedly defending, because I feel somebody giving us their take on how they feel about the situation doesn't mean anything to me. I need like actual events or actual things that are going on.
As the video he uploaded to his own channel.
Well, see, this is the type of shit that we would, that like, if you said that and said this is why I think he was doing malicious intent, then it starts to make more sense, you know?
Now, this discussion took place on January 26, 2023, and ended pretty decently. For the first time, it seemed like Jalen didn't crumble, but I guess the pressure got to her because during a discussion on the Augie RFC show, she'd get frustrated and try to dox herself in order to get Augie's channel hit with a strike for doxing. Luckily, people were quick enough to kick Jalen out of the Discord call, but this insanity would move over to a different Discord chat with 8030, where Jalen would once again freak out and just go insane. Here's the video.
It's just really funny that they say on Twitter, yeah, all transphobic people are pedophiles, and just being openly transphobic towards Ringo.
That's not being transphobic. I can make 41% jokes. Also, Ringo's also literally making the same jokes. Like, what the f are you talking about, nerd? Like, what the f are you retarded?
Ooh.
Oh
You're not black, Jalen. You're not allowed to say that. You're not allowed to say that.
I don't think black people are allowed to say the hard R either. I'm just okay.
I am black.
Jesus,
I am
you're
black.
all hypocrites.
You don't know,
calm down,
I am
buddy,
black,
calm
Jalen.
down.
You don't know that?
You.
I'm literally.
Like, actually, you want me to kill myself? Is that what your goal is? You people are literally driving me insane. Day away.
What the hell is wrong
with you?
Jalen, listen.
Oh
Jalen,
my
listen.
God! Why would you say that? Why are you going crazy? Why are you malting? Why are you having a breakdown? That is literally your intention. That is what you're trying to do. Because
My intention on Twitter was to racial
because you enjoy it, because it's pleasurable to you, because you're all f***ing sociopaths and you all f***ing feed off of it.
Once Jalen,
I'm not trying to be like an asshole or anything, but Jalen sounds like she's trying to make she's trying to voice act for like a Muppet, like a brand new Muppet, just the way that they sounded, called Skeeter, you know, just kind of sound, that's the tonage of the voice, you know, like
You're trying to do. Why are you malting? Why are you having a breakdown? That is literally your intention. That is what you're trying to do. Because
tell me that's not a new Jim Henson character, you know what I mean?
Intention on Twitter was to racial.
because you feed off of it.
Once Jalen finally realized what she did, she uploaded a video to her second channel titled Taking Accountability, where throughout this video she'd
Or
state
just
that
stop interact, sis. Just stop interacting with these people. Like, what are you doing? You're being so stupid. The problem too is that you've repeated this cycle so much that nobody's gonna have any sympathy for you to want to be like friends with you. You know, if people started giving you a fucking problem and they're like, "Oh, this person sucks," and you kind of just disconnected, other people in different communities would be more inclined to be like, "Oh, I kind of feel bad for this Jalen person." But when you go through the cycle like 18 times, it becomes like an entire different fucking. There's already a Skeeter puppet. We'll call it Pingle. That's the new one. I don't know. Shut the fuck up, dude. Stop correcting me. That's not what you're here for. You're not here to correct me, all right? You're here to laugh. You're here to laugh. Okay. Anyway, it reduces the capacity for sympathy from people outside the community. So
she'd take some time off of Twitter to try and receive some actual help.
I think Jalen needs to get a new kind of MO. I'd say get a cool jacket. Get a pretty cool jacket. And that would be cool. That could be your new character.
To address everything, I'm not going to be making an...
I like this cycle of fucking virtuous responses or virtuous apologies. It's like kind of annoying. I'm not saying that they're not justifiable, but how are you making the same fucking mistake over and over again? It just comes off as like almost I feel like there are times where there's content creators who will get stuck in an apology cycle where they will apologize to come off as like a virtuous person. Like, oh, I made a mistake. You know, I'm introspective. I could tell I'm making a mistake. I'm a good person. And it's like, dude, stop making the same fucking mistake. You know, because it's like, oh, well, at least they came to their senses, blah, 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 blah. You know what I mean? It's like, stop. At that point, like, come on, just knock it off.
Statement as of yet, because I don't think I'm in the best place to make an official statement. I'm probably not even in the best, like, space to even make this video. But I fucked up. And I fucked up numerous times. And I continue
never
to
made a
fuck
mistake
up over and over and over and over again. And I don't blame anyone for not wanting to give me a chance. I completely understand. Like at this point, and all the points in the past, my actions are just completely unacceptable. I have a problem, and I recognize that. I've just
stop
negative.
What the fuck?
People and trolls and shit like get to me, like actually affect me on like a psychological level, which is not something that you're supposed to do. Everyone keeps like telling me, giving me advice, like ignore them, don't let them get to you, but I can't. It gets to me every single time, and my response to that is never okay.
Nerds,
it's
never
been a proper response or reaction, and it's not okay. The things that I said, it's never okay. I said a word that is a word that is not okay to say under any context whatsoever. And it's not the first time that I've said that word out of anger. And I'm genuinely sorry. I am, and I know people probably won't believe me because actions speak louder than words. And so far, every time I've apologized, well, I'm making another apology, right? So I guess that means I wasn't really sorry, but like I don't want to fuck up. I really don't want to fuck up. But I keep fucking up, and I keep falling into old patterns and bad behaviors. So what I'm going to be doing is I plan to like
My Chemical Grimace.
I obviously plan to just stay away from the negativity.
Sorry, just babbling on. So.
Because it's like blatantly obvious that I can't handle it, and I recognize that no matter what, there's going to be negativity because the things that I've done are obviously going to breed negativity.
I think something positive for Jalen could be to maybe try to find a better hobby. You know, I noticed the background of on your wall. You got the trans flag, and I respect it. And then I noticed that you painted the tiles on your wall the same color, seemingly as the trans flag. And I think that in general, you know, maybe there's something to be said about not making your entire identity about that one aspect of your life. You know what I mean? Make yourself more than just like a trans person. You know, be Jalen. That'd be like if a white guy made themselves the identity was just a white guy. There'd be a lot of bad stuff happen when you do that. Obviously, this is not as bad to identify in this way, but the point is maybe it'll round you out a little better. You know.
But I'm just going to ignore it. I'm not going to respond to it. I'm not going to engage with it. And I'm going to try my hardest not to fuck again. I'm going to be seeking like actual like mental help because it's like clear I probably need some therapy.
I don't know about like medication or something.
But would quickly find herself in drama again when personal DMs came out against Jalen, where Jalen asked the question of if it was morally right to try to take down Sensitive Society's video on her, which again was a threat to take down everything Sensitive Society worked on. Throughout that same month, Jalen got called out again for taking down an AI channel that was
Wait, why aren't you showing us the message though? I don't remember that situation exactly, but I feel like you have to show us the context of what happened. But okay, whatever.
Throughout that same month, Jalen got called out again for taking down an AI channel that was impersonating her. Now, again, I'm not sure how
Who cares? Why is that wrong? Like, who gives a shit? Like, I would too, I guess.
many times I've said this is Jalen being a hypocrite, but this is Jalen being a hypocrite.
Why is it Jalen being a hypocrite?
A month before this video, she released a video titled How to Clone Any YouTuber Using AI, which showed her fanbase how to use AI to synthesize voices. But when a channel did that to her...
Well, dude, stop fucking ganking me, bro! I'm getting fucking angry now, dude! I swear to God! I'm gonna fuck you up, pussy! You fucking punk-ass bitch piece of shit! Oh, he thinks he's gonna win? Fuck you, pussy, you fucking punk! Fuck you! You stupid-ass bitch! Suck a fucking dick! Okay, so that was... Bro! What the fuck?! Okay. We're taking a break? I'm so sorry. That was so unhinged of me. That was the most fucking unhinged fucking thing that I've ever done on the stream before. Let's go.
She took the video down and released a video. She released a video titled How to Clone Any YouTuber Using AI, which showed her fanbase how to use AI to synthesize voices. But when a channel did that to her, she took the video down and released a video on the situation.
Yeah, I don't think that that's hypocritical. I think it's stupid to make a video for content about how to do this thing and then somebody impersonates you. I mean, it makes you look dumb, but it's not like hypocritical unless they actually did that to somebody else. So...
impersonating someone is against the YouTube guidelines. And so I reported the channel for impersonation, and I also copyright strike the channel since it had used my outro and other assets from my channel. And YouTube would then give this channel a warning and take down 4 of these videos. Now, since then, I've come to the understanding that it was wrong of me to use the copyright system. This wasn't...
Why? YouTube looked through it and determined you were correct. Like, what do you... Why? Why apologize for this? You're not wrong about that.
A copyright issue, even though they did steal my channel assets. I didn't have any right to
They literally impersonated you.
Copyright strike them, and I should have left it at just reporting the channel. Now, YouTube has gotten back to me about this report, and they have taken the channel down for impersonation. But before the channel went down, it made a video saying that I was trying to take down their channel. They called me like an imposter or whatever. It's pretty clear that they were like trolling or fishing for attention. They wanted to make this into a much bigger situation than it was. I've had a lot of people say that this is like hypocritical because I've criticized people like Brent Rivera in the past for doing this type of stuff. However, that's like a completely different scenario, as this channel was like clearly impersonating. Now, I have since rescinded these copyright strikes, which at this point doesn't really matter, as YouTube did take the channel down for impersonation. And I've kind of received a bit of mixed messaging and criticism from people, with like this person, Nicholas Diorio, saying that it was wrong of me to copyright them. I should have just reported them for impersonation. But then when YouTube was like, yeah, you're right, this is impersonation, he also got mad at me because I reported the channel for impersonation, and YouTube took...
Now, after this controversy unfolded in March of 2023, things started to calm down for Jalen, but her channel was severely impacted, leaving her channel at just a fraction of the views she once received. Now, just a couple of weeks ago, she'd get into a Discord call with some of the other creators within the commentary community where they debate some of their beliefs.
I'm done with the commentary community. Commentary community debate? Question mark. Okay, interesting.
But it really didn't go anywhere. But for the most part, Jalen was doing great at defending herself. Up until Sensitive Society went into the call, and yeah, she told everybody to end their life and started spamming the F slur. Optimus uploaded a video on the situation and also added the clip where Jalen freaks out and says the F slur until she's kicked out of the chat. So here's parts of his video.
Yeah, I'm leaving. Kill yourself. I hope you and I hope you bleed out.
Leave, pussy. Leave. No.
Oh, this is muted due to Jalen being a suspicious character from
Get the money tied.
So I'm going to assume that Jalen was just trying to get people in trouble by saying that word on their channel. You know, because you would consider them to be able to have the F slur pass, right? That's what people would say. I still think it's a nasty word, and I don't think it's ever acceptable to say that word unless you're driving. But because you know that's different. It's different, okay. But Yeah, I mean, I think that's obviously wrong. I don't know if people are criticizing them for that, but that was, to me, and I could be wrong, the intention was to get the people's channel in trouble who he was on by saying that slur, because you're still hosting that word being said, and I feel like that was the intention of that. I wonder if anybody criticized that, because that's shitty. Like, you shouldn't be doing that. You should just not be hanging out with these people if you don't like them. I think that's obviously the better way to go. So
said the hard R. Did he just say the hard R?
No, he said the F for like 90
Thank God I fucking knew.
Okay, so Jalen got like really fucking upset, right, as things went on, and it just boiled down to telling sensitive society to and just screaming the slur repeatedly, so it would, I guess, demonetize anyone streaming. Now, if you once again know anything about the Jalen cycle, none of this is anything new, considering that the last time Jalen got in a heated debate online and lost, she ended up calling a black dude the hard R, and then also read her full.
I don't think it was a debate that she lost. I think it was just some bullying attempt, and she acted like a fucking moron. But okay.
Home address out immediately afterwards.
Now, this leads us to the present day,
or am I thinking of a different thing?
Where Jalen has taken some time away from her main channel to focus on building up a community on her second channel. She'd live stream on her main channel and state that that channel is dead and that she was moving on to the second channel, but she really didn't know.
Hey, I'm a trendsetter, dude. I did that. Now everybody's doing that too. I wonder, let's see, Jalyn. How do you get to Jadine's channel? When you look up Jaden on YouTube, it comes up with Jaden brings up the Jalen channel, and then she's typing in Jalen, just brings up people criticizing them. Let's see, Jalen live. Yeah, I mean, you should. It's all right. You should try to get the post like once a day. That would be my recommendation. But
what she was going to do. During the stream, she'd state she wanted a more transgender inclusive community and how her original audience was filled with bigotry. Again, she said that she didn't know why, but then started to point out that she would
I mean, you're saying the N-word, I wonder why. Yeah, you know. That's quite an obstacle to overcome, to be honest with you. Like, the only way that it's a good thing for Jalen to try to shift to a different audience, 1000%, but it's not going to happen overnight. Like, no one's going to go, oh my god, this Jalen person is so cool. You know, you gotta. It's gonna take like a year or so just to get for people to be like, oh, they've changed. A year of good behavior. Be a good person, which can be hard, you know. But that's what you gotta do.
Upload videos of other YouTubers getting canceled, and that had to be the reason why a lot of her community was filled with bigotry.
What?
Okay, all right. You're live. All right. So for people watching the VOD, all right. In conclusion. That's the wrong button. In conclusion, okay, this channel is dead. Go buy this main channel. Go subscribe to this channel here, all right? Jalen Live. This is where I'm going to be uploading now, forever, okay? So go subscribe to that channel. Link in description, all right? Go subscribe. I'm going to be doing live streams and uploading content and stuff there.
I'm going to be doing dead streams.
That's what you should take away from this VOD, okay? VOD viewers. Anyway, to the stream, all right? To the stream. We need some sad music here, okay? Because this is a sad day. This is a dark day, all right?
To my mans. Thank you to my mans.
I got to get the emotion set here, okay? Where do I stand on the Israeli-Palestine conflict? Palestine. Full-on Palestine, all right? Save Palestine. So, it's over, all right? It's Jover, okay? I've tried. You know, I really have to save what could not be saved, all right? Okay? But it's not feasible, okay? All right, let's go here, okay? It's dead, all right? It's dead. I got 2K views on the video, okay? All right.
Okay.
My channel, everything that I've built is dead. All right.
Hey,
now, my final thoughts are, Jalen was a creator who blew up on the platform rather quickly. She dominated the commentary community with her videos on Dream and other creators. But once she started to get called out, her toxic traits would come full circle. The mask was fully lifted to see the toxic side of Jalen. She claimed that she was always known for making edgy jokes on Twitter, and that's why her Twitter and YouTube channels were separate. But this couldn't stop her from surrounding herself with controversy.
Yeah, but it really isn't separate though, right? I mean, that is still a representation of who you are as a person. You know, also, you shouldn't want to be that edgy. I mean, listen, I'm an edgy guy, but I mean, saying the N-word isn't edgy. It's just stupid at that. Like, so what's the joke? Like, LOL, I'm white, but saying the N-word? I don't get it, you know? But yeah, that's always everything that you do online as a content creator is going to represent you. You can't just go around saying fucking edgy shit. Be like, well, no, it's not my channel. It's like, well, no, it's you. It's a representation of who you are as a person. That's how it works.
every single week. The cycle was continuous and never skipped a beat. For a while, it seemed like the community was just waiting with a bucket of popcorn for Jalen's next freak out, and she'd always deliver. She has apologized numerous times in the past, but even she admits that she continues to do the same thing over and over again. Jalen's channel finally dying is a result of her own actions. She had countless times to right her wrongs and ignore the trolls, or to even try to stay off Twitter long enough to where she doesn't explode due to the negativity. But she never did. She never took anybody's advice. She never tried to be off of Twitter. And especially in her heyday, she just continuously was chronically online. She would even be called out for using an alt account to look at Twitter drama instead of actually being off of the website itself.
I feel like that's normal. No, doesn't everybody have like an alt account? Or I feel like that's not that uncommon. People have alt accounts all the time. So who cares?
Once the internet trolls started to realize how easy it was to bother and get underneath her skin, they would continue to do it over and over and over again to record these constant freakouts. Now, I personally gave Jalen time after time after time to change her ways, which is one of the reasons why this video is coming out so much later than anyone else's videos on Jalen. But she continues to find herself in a repetitive cycle of racism and anti-Semitism. And when she gets called out for it...
Anti-Semitism? I get the racism, but the anti-Semitism? Is there like a whole... is that like a thing? I mean, okay.
She becomes the victim. At this point, it seems like Jalen lives for the drama.
I mean, my understanding she might have made a joke or two, but like this seems to be mostly about the crazyism, you know? Don't hurt me.
It's her personality, and she likes the attention. But she has gotten many times to change her ways. I can't name that many creators who have said the N-word just once and their channel survived. Jalen has said it many, many times, and multiple times within a week, in Discord chats, calls, DMs, and admits that she doesn't...
I mean, there's plenty of people in the commentary community that are constantly saying the N-word on Twitter. I don't know what you're... like, it's that, like, I can't believe... I've never heard of somebody who's been... Yeah. Some of the people that you've referenced, they say it regularly, so...
Don't care that she says it or calls people it, and eventually goes and turns back around and DMs these people that she blocked, and then just says that she doesn't care that she called them the N-word. But for a long time, her channel continued to grow, and it wouldn't be until the last 4 to 6 months where Jalen's views will really slow down. Again, Jalen has gotten chance after chance, but blames the community for not liking her because she's trans, instead of blaming it on the fact that she said some racist shit over and over again in the past. She doesn't take accountability for her actions, even though she makes videos stating that she does, and when she gets called out, she replies in a negative way. That puts her in a negative light, which people continue to tell her to stop doing, and when she finally did, it was already too late. Now, if you have any other creators you want me to check out, please leave them in the comments below, or you can just send me a DM on Instagram or over on my Discord. Those will be linked in the comments below. Now, special thanks to Lonza and Samuel for helping me with this video. Now, with so much drama surrounding Jalen, it was very, very hard to get a timeline on the events at hand without going through 1,000 different people's videos and point of views, but they were able to kind of point me into the direction of where I wanted to be and the dramas that happened throughout that time. So thank you to Lonza and Samuel. I leave their links to their channels in the comments below and in the description below. So again, special thank you to them. Again, if you enjoyed the video, please leave a like and subscribe to the channel to never miss any...
Yeah, cool. I think that's it, right?
Thank you all so much for watching, and I'm back. Woo! I'm back, and I'll see you next time in an all-new video.
Whoa.
Very early in the... Imagine this.
Okay, I didn't mean to click that. Okay, cool video. That's all I have to say. Incredible stuff.